Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Victor. In today's video, I'll be showing you how to create a glass morphism using Corel 2020. That is something that looks like a transparent glass that you can see what is behind, just like this yellow. You're seeing the yellow, you're seeing the blue, so it's like this particular one is on top of the blue color. So that is what we are going to be looking at today. Join me to the next page while I walk you through the practical aspects. So first of all, I double tap to create my workspace. Then you can use any color of your choice, but I am using black background so that you'll be able to see what I'm doing. Then I'm removing the outline of the background. The size I'm using is 1280 by 720 pixels. That is for YouTube. I'm just designing it directly for my YouTube thumbnail, so you can use any paper size of your choice. So the first thing you would do is you come over to your rectangular shape. You just draw out any shape you want. Let me say white. Then let me remove the outline for this. So I can just place it at the center. Come over to your shape tool just to make the edges curve a bit. So you can just curve it a bit like this, so the size you want. Then you come over to your ellipse tool and you create some circles here, which is for this, let me use purple, remove the outline, and I place it backward. So you can just place it the way you want it, and you can use as many circles as possible. You can just play around with it. For this, which color did I use there? Okay, I want it to look the same, so let me check the color. Okay, blue. So I come over to my deep navy blue, and I take this to the back, and I can duplicate this here and change it to yellow, take it to the back as well. Can bring this here, let me reduce it a bit, and I'm changing it to orange and take it to the back. So you can place one here just the way you want it to look. So the next thing, okay, let me create an outline like 2, and I'm changing it to like yellow so that you'll be able to see it. So for this particular one, you come over to, first of all, you come over to your interactive fill tool, or you press G on your keyboard, then you drag it this way. For this particular place, let me use 90% black, so you drag it inside. And another way you can do it, you can tap on it, you come over to this place, then you choose your color, you navigate through the color. But since I'm not going through that, let me just, for this one I use 90% black, so for this one let me use 80% black for here. So let me drag it in, so it looks like this. Okay, so for my outline now, you see I can't break the outline. So how do I do that? First of all, I come over to my objects, and I scroll down to convert outline to objects. That is Shift Control Q. So after you do that, now your outline is separate. So you do the same thing for the outline. Let me just come over to my interactive field, so you can drag it this way, you can drag it any way you would like, but for me I just want to use this way. So for this, I'm dragging my blue there, so I don't want it to be too much since I'm having blue here. So let me just use my blue. Then for here I drag my orange there, so it will just faint a bit. Yes, so after you're done with that, you come over to your transparency. Then first off, let me just use my uniform transparency. Then for the outline also, come over to uniform transparency, so that the two will have transparency. Later you can change the transparency part. If you don't like the way it is, you can use 30, you can use 20, you can use 100, how you like it. So after that, let me just copy out all these. You see, I click the outline first, then I press my shift and tap on this, press shift, tap on this, shift, tap on this, shift, tap on this, shift, tap on this, because I want to outline everything. So for this, I press my Ctrl C and Ctrl V to paste it back. Now if you see it, you see that it's now duplicate. So for this particular one, let me just let me move it this way. First let me just group it, then I right click on it and power clip it inside. So I come out to my power clip, edit, press my P to align it together. So you see that it's now okay. It's let me do this for everything. First of all, let me group this and clip, shift C and E. Then let me duplicate. Okay, let me just go back to all the process. Okay. Okay, so from here now, let me group it first, Ctrl G, then I can align it to the center and press my E to align it vertical and horizontal. Then I can just ungroup it because I don't need the grouping for here. Then after I centralize everything, I just outline everything like this. Press my Ctrl C, press my Ctrl V. Now it's like this. I press Ctrl G to group it because I want to power clip it inside this particular one so that it won't scatter. When I get in there, I will ungroup them. So I press my right click, power clip inside, and I come over to my edit. For this now, how do you make it to align with the one that is at the surface? How to align it with this particular one? So what I'll do is I just tap on this because I've grouped everything. I press my P and it's aligned with this because I'm using the same shape. So first off, from this particular place, you group everything. You press your shift down, you tap on the background, press your C and your E so that it will align it vertical and horizontal, so that once you power clip it inside, you still have the same shape, the same space with this particular one. So for that, now I have one which is power clip inside, and I have my other one which is the original one outside. So the next thing you do is you see that this particular circle is full circle. What I'll do is let me just okay, let me group this first. So for this, you press your circle, you tap on this, then you come over to your trim, you trim it. So once you trim it, okay, there was a mistake, there's a mistake somewhere. I shouldn't group this one. Okay, stay there. So you tap on on the outline, tap on the outline, press your shifts, then press your shifts and tap on this, come over to this place, press your trim. So once you do that, see you have trimmed this one out. You do the same process for everything. Press your outline, press shift and tap on this, shift and tap on this, then you come over to trim, you trim this out, so it will give you something like this. The same process, and press on trim, so it will give you something like this. The same process for here, the outline first, then the shape, pressing your shift down, tap on this, then press your shift and tap on this as well, come over to your trim and trim it so that it will be something like this. Now the last thing you will do here is you go over to your power clip, you choose one of the circles. Okay, now I can ungroup it by pressing Ctrl U to ungroup. Now you choose one of the circle, come over to effects, and you scroll down to blur, Gaussian blur. You can use any size, any measurements of yours, you can just play around with it, but for this let me just use the 49.2 which I used last. So you click on OK, click on finish. You see how it looks like. That is how you do it for the remaining circle. So for this, you press this. Now you have to be doing it one after the other, because the time I grouped all these ones together, let's just check it. And I group, okay, let me just outline 2, I come over to my effects, come over to blur, Gaussian blur. You see that it's only one that is affecting, so let me just do it one after the other. So I press this, come over to your effects, come over to blur, Gaussian blur, 49.2, come over to this, Gaussian blur, okay, come over to this, effects, blur, Gaussian blur. So that is how you blur everything. Now you can still use it this way, but for me I don't want to use mine this way. So what I'll do is I come over to my transparency and transparent everything out so that it will be more transparent. And for the outline also, I tap on it, let me tap on the outline, come out to my transparent, and I transparent everything like this. So that is how I got this particular transparent background. Now let me just copy out all these text I put. I just put these just for the sake of the tutorial, just for you to see how your write-up would look like on it. So let me just move this like this. So that is how I did this. So I can just increase this a bit, just increase everything like this. So you see that you are seeing the blue background. Even if you take this out, it's still there. So let me even delete everything and see how it should look like. Now you see you have your transparent background, and you can still leave this particular one there. So that is how I created this particular design. You can replicate this, you can do this, send it. Let me see how you do it, and if you're having any challenge, you can use the comment section. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the like button if you like this video, and click on the notification bell so that you won't miss out of any of my videos, because I post tutorials every Thursday. Every Thursday I post tutorials. So thank you guys for watching this to the end. See you in the next video. Bye.